Good day, everyone, and mabuhay. Today, we will be tackling about selected indigenous and technology in the Philippines. But before we start our formal discussion, let's have our learning objectives. At the end of these lessons, the students should be able to discuss the concept of indigenous science and discuss the distribution of indigenous science in the development of science and technology in the Philippines. But first, what is indigenous knowledge? Local or indigenous knowledge refers to the cumulative and complex bodies of knowledge known how practice representations that are maintained and developed by the local communities who have long histories of interaction with the natural environment. These, according to the UNESCO 2012, meaning here in indigenous knowledge, it is a represents a sophisticated selections of skills and belief developed by the local communities through centuries of direct interactions with nature. According to the UNESCO, it is a living body of wisdom that is continuously maintained and an update of reflect community unique relationship with its environment. Next is the indigenous science and technology. It is indigenous science composed of traditional knowledge practice and value by people of communities. The indigenous technologies emerge from the implicated order to reflect the art skills, creativity in which bodies of knowledge employ their precious of and vigor. It helps people to understand the natural environment and in coping with every life. Meaning here in indigenous science and technology, focusing on the practical system of traditional knowledge that are used precious and creativity to solve everyday problems. Meaning this is the technology reflects a deep understanding of the implicated order of nature, providing people with the necessary tools to adapt and thrive within their specific ecosystem. Next is indigenous knowledge system. So here are the some example of indigenous knowledge that are thought and practiced by indigenous people are. First is predicting the weather condition and seasons using knowledge in observing animals' behavior and celestial body. Second is using herbal and medicine. Third is preserving foods, and so on. So these are the following examples of indigenous knowledge. So here, indigenous knowledge system, it diverse practical application such as using animal behavior to predict weather and employ herbal medicine to resource management like building local irrigation and classifying the biodiversity based on cultural and environment properties. So when we heard the word superstition, we may think it is a false belief, a ritual, a fear, anxiety, immaturity, and illiteracy. So that's are the common misconceptions by contrasting semantic indigenous knowledge with superstition rooted in fear, rituals, and false beliefs. It clarifies that while indigenous science is a construct way of knowing, superstitions often arise from anxiety or a lack of literacy regarding natural phenomena. So first is the prediction of weather. So when the birds seems flying by group, it means there is a storm coming in that area. Second, if the sky is seen as a red blood, meanings there will be eclipse or a war coming. Meaning here it explores how certain natural signs are interpreted through the lens of superstitious belief rather than empirical science. For instance, that we've seen earlier, while the bird flocking patterns are often linked to incoming storms, other interpretation, like a red sky, signaling an imminent war or eclipse, are rooted in cultural anxiety and myth rather than atmospheric data. Second is the medicine. Here in medicine, it is a herbal are still within us, right? These are the discovered are made from of the knowledge of our ancestors. Ideas can be taught and passed to the next generation. So here in seconds, the medicine enduring the legacy of traditional Filipino medicine, emphasizing how herbal knowledge and healing practices are passed down through the generations. It features ancestral methods like tuob, or in English is steam inhalation, and the use of the natural ingredients such as a ginger, garlic, or coconut that are the ingredients that use of specifically the albulario. Ultimately, it portrays these indigenous practices as a vital connection to cultural history and the wisdom of our ancestors. Third is preserving food. Um, the most um, the most famous food is the etag or a smoked pork. Second is the homemade chunks. So here it's focusing on the tradition methods of preserving food, showcasing techniques and used to extend the shelf of different ingredients. It highlights atag, culinary practice of smoking and curing meat, alongside the process of making homemade jams from fruits. These methods demonstrates how ancestral knowledge provide practical solution for food security and flavor enhancement through natural preservation. Fourth is the agriculture, which is the vernarized terrace. Five is the technology, which is the pottery and weaving. So here in agriculture represent by the agricultural and engineering feats of the vernarized terraces and technology showcasing through traditional pottery and weaving. So here it illustrates how indigenous knowledge and craftsmanship allowed communities to master their environment, create essential goods. By categorizing these practices, the this one emphasizes their historical importance, go foundations of societal growth. Six is the house, specifically named Svenen House or and Hunt Hut. So here naman in-house, focusing on the indigenous architecture, it specifically highlights the traditions Subanen house and a generic hut. These structures reflects the use of local, sustainable materials like wood and thatch. These designs to suit the tropical climate and manual styles of the people. By showcasing these dwellings, these slides emphasize the ingenuity of early architectural designs in providing shelter and cultural identity. Here are the indigenous beliefs. According to the Johnston 2000, indigenous beliefs also develop desirable values, namely, first is the cultivating attitudes, cooperating, practical, and lastly is reflective attitudes. So first is the motivating. Motivating attitudes, practices of motivating people by influencing their thoughts and behaviors. Second is cooperating attitudes. So here it influences a person desires and willingness to cooperate and produce an emotional response. Third is the practical attitudes, which making sensible decisions and choices. Lastly is the reflective attitudes. It is a willingness to think about the things that you don't understand. And that's all of my part. Thank you and mabuhay.